it's really sad to see people give up.
Yeah.
But it's, I think, a strong tendency in all of us, but it's something we've got to, I think, fight against if we want to still remain relevant and sought after.
What do you do when somebody just is a woe is me or has a woe is me attitude?
Yeah, it's very sad. I had exactly that kind of an example in the town where I live. We were good friends with a certain family, and they ran a small business, but constant complaining about how bad the market was, how bad business was.
Yeah, yeah.
So I said, well, show me what you're doing. And when I saw what they were doing, no wonder, So it's hard to fix. Sometimes people have to hit rock bottom before they, catch a wake up. So it really is hard to help someone out of a situation like that. But I think the thing is, and the question to ask is, are you okay with the situation remaining like this? Are you okay with it? In fact, are you okay with it getting worse?
Yeah.
And probably they'll say no, because no one says they, want it to get worse. But then, the realization has to be, but it's up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to you to read a book, to look up an article on the internet that can help you overcome the problem, and to apply it vigorously, and to do your best to push forward and to try new things, to have an attitude that there is an answer, there's a solution out there, and put in place, progress can be made. And also another factor is the right help. For example, a lot of people, they don't know how to start writing their resume or their LinkedIn presence. It's an enigma. It's a mystery to them.
Yeah.
And so they come to me, and within literally minutes, they're on another track. They're suddenly looking at themselves differently, because I've seen, sides of their personality, of their work experience that they've kind of never really put into words. And sometimes they're completely shocked and surprised, and in a good way. So getting the right help is also a key factor. Sometimes a coach can help. Sometimes a confidant, a successful person in business, have a cup of coffee. What can I do? What advice would you give me? What would you do? These are good questions to ask that person.
Well, it sounds like, and I'm going to say it sounds like, but I really mean it's essential, at least I see it this way. It's essential that if you feel you're stuck, to reach out for help, whether it's a career coach or a best friend, or maybe not even a best friend, maybe somebody in that industry who can really look at you and just kind of say it like it is. But it's good
that you mentioned the best friends, because often one's friends, sometimes, that's what got you there. You need a new level of thinking, perhaps, to take you forward.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. So is there a method or a secret or a step that you can suggest to motivate a person? And let me say this too. When I say motivate a person, at times when I'm talking to someone who wants to start a business or is having a really difficult time, I'll say something and I'll say, well, think about your family, or think about the person, the bank that you've got to pay, or think about your future, where you're going to be. And I try to get someone to look at to use something else to motivate them. Is that a good idea?
Certainly, those are good ideas. Another two ideas, things that I find positive. One of them is a bit cringy, but at the same time, it's it's typical sort of motivational rah type idea. That you'll see on Oprah, for example. Now I'm giving away my age, right? Having a gratitude journal can be a very valuable thing, because it just helps you to focus on more positive aspects, not of the world around you, but of yourself and your experience. When last did you reminisce about some of the successes you've had? Remind yourself of the good qualities you've had. Encapsulate yourself a little in some positive energy and positive thoughts and memories about yourself and things that are good in your life, whether it's a grandchild or a pet or a beautiful sunset. Spending time with positive things like that and being grateful for them, I think is a good foundation. The other technique that I would use too is to just ask yourself, what do I want? Am I happy with just, essentially my life winding down, and that's it? Do I feel there's more? And sometimes a good exercise to partner that is to say, what don't I want in my life anymore? What don't I want?
Yeah.
What are the things that I'm tired of? What are the things I don't want? And then transferring that into, okay, so if I don't want that, what then do I want? Sometimes that's a good exercise to undertake, to give you a clearer idea of what you want to do more of. Am I happy to just do the same old thing that I've done for the last 10 years in the next 10 years?
Yeah.
What are some exciting things that I've always wanted to do, but just have never, is there something I can do in order to work toward those goals? It's really sad to see people give up.
Yeah.
But it's, I think, a strong tendency in all of us, but it's something we've got to, I think, fight against if we want to still remain relevant and sought after. We've got to come across in a more dynamic way, because otherwise we're just being our worst enemy, and that's quite sad. We could set ourselves back from the get-go.
Well, Gerard, I've got to tell you, I really found this conversation, as I just said a few seconds ago, I really found it very helpful. And I want to thank you once again for taking the time I know your busy schedule. I want to thank you for taking your time to meet with us here today.
It's been a pleasure, Lou. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been good to talk and to be of help, I hope.